So we'd like to call the Village of Fleischman Planning Board meeting to order, September 6, 2022. If we could just rise and do the pledge of allegiance.
Yes.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So it's nice to see everybody again. Summer's over, I guess, by the way everybody's dressed. Winfred can't make it tonight, and she isn't feeling too well. She just had a couple things wrong with her. She was sleeping when I just tried to call her. So she just handed this off to me this morning, this information. So I'm going to explain what I know, and if anybody else feels like they have to chime in or say anything, please do. There's a grant available called Restore New York Communities Initiative. The objective, Restore New York Communities, provides municipalities with financial assistance for the revitalization of commercial and residential properties. The program encourages community development and neighborhood growth through the elimination and redevelopment of blighted structures. The funding that's provided, there's a $30,000 component that's provided for the demo of the structure, and then there's a $70,000 component per unit that's built with this grant. That's what I understand so far. The program was launched July 11th. Intent to apply was August 11th, and the final application has to be October 11th, and by October 11th. So it's a pretty short timeline. It has to be really fast. You need a 10% contribution from the owner. You have to demonstrate that you at least have a 10% match. And we need to hold a public hearing to discuss the application and the property assessment list. So that's what I know about it. I don't really know that much about it, but we're here to talk about it a little bit tonight. The only property that she has still on the list is at the end of Red Kill down here, right across from where Gales used to be. On the left-hand side of Red Kill, it says 11, I think Mariah Court, it's called. It's like a, all those buildings there, John, white buildings right there. And that's the one she thinks that'll make it through to the application. She had several more that have seemed to have been withdrawn, or there was some sort of conflict with them. But this is the one she thinks that might move forward. So I guess the discussion tonight is, are there any environmental factors with that project in that location that the board would like to talk about? We have sewer and water, right, as a municipality.
Yes.
Right, we have, there's a stream right there. We could, for storm drains, I think that could happen.
I don't think it's in the floodplain.
Yeah, I don't think it is in the floodplain, but I can look at that.
Yeah.
That's a good thought. And then, the only thing that raises its head, but it's not an environmental thing, is parking. It seems to always come up, but that's really not an environmental concern, and that'll have to be dealt with, with the renovation.
If I'm not
This
mistaken,
isn't a public hearing, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I think there is parking there for each of the little cabanas that exist.
Yeah, but when they do the reconstruction and, they have a site plan and stuff, but one thing we'd ask for is to try to get as much parking as you can, because it seems to be an issue. I did stop and walk around it real quick, but I don't, I've never surveyed it or anything. I don't really know that much about it. And did you have?
Yeah, who's the owner of the property?
I think it's Greenberg. Or
No, Debbie Friedman.
Debbie Friedman.
Mhm.
Friedman. Okay. So really tonight, they have to have a public hearing next month in October, I believe. No public hearing?
I believe it's next week.
Oh, it's that fast.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I believe it's a week from today. It's the next board meeting.
Oh, so the board is going to have the public hearing.
Yes.
Okay. So we're just, any environmental concerns on that property? Everybody knows where it is,
Mhm.
right? So you're heading up Red Kill.
No, I know it's
right
on the
across from
left-hand
Gate.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there. got a white fence around it.
Yeah. Anything like oil tanks in the ground, anything like that that needs to come up? Or can we leave them there? Does that have to be addressed?
So it'll have to be
No,
addressed.
the oil tanks are in the front of the building. I know it is.
Oh, okay, they're above?
They're in the main building on the backside of it. I don't know if she's ever got put to the sewer. I don't believe she does.
Okay,
I think one of these buildings got sold. 843 Main Street.
yeah, it says Mariah Court. on the
Pardon
app- It says Mariah Court on the application, but it's right on the corner, that white.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the door next door to it,
Okay,
across the street from the auction barn. Used to be your hair cutter, I forgot his name.
Joseph Nagy.
Huh?
Joseph Nagy.
Yeah, sure, the neighbor's house.
I can check with the plant as far as the sewer and water and.
Not a problem.
What else, Carl? Anything jump out at you as?
Not really, I only got in this morning, so I had no chance of driving around and see if anything in a flood zone or anything. To me, it looks like everything is okay.
Yeah,
I think there are 5 properties though, because the email we got today, there was 5 properties that are
We just got another one.
going to do the grant, or at least
well,
attempting to.
so Winfred called me when she got back from the hospital to her house and said a few of those folks had withdrawn. And she said this was the only viable one.
So
right
all
now.
4 out of the 5 withdrew?
Yeah,
That's
that's what she
surprising.
said to me. And I,
Because, you know.
right before I came, I tried to check that information again with her, but she was sleeping. And I
Uh-huh.
didn't want to disturb her. I talked to Larry, and Larry said that's the way he understood it too. That it
Okay.
was just the one.
Mhm. That's surprising, because last couple of days ago we had 5.
Yeah, there was a whole list. to
I'm also
start
going
out
to
with.
do it. I'm also one of them. I'm a good doing.
Yeah, you weren't on the list that I got.
No, he was on the list.
Yeah,
He was on the original list.
I'm not.
No,
gonna
he
argue
wasn't
with-
with it.
They were.
That one is demo falling down?
Yeah.
That's the new one. She just got out this afternoon.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a little unfortunate that she's not here to share more information about this, because we really haven't been
That's the
briefed on
only
it too
five
much.
that's still going.
And,
So,
unfortunately,
okay,
she's
it must
not
have all
here.
dropped out.
Oh, okay, that one is. So, yeah.
Doesn't,
Does anybody else have a question?
does a grant allow for us to even decide on this stuff? Yeah, we don't, I don't see how we got any.
Well, the planning board is supposed to meet and look at the proposal. and see if
Before it
Yeah.
happens, before they get their grant?
Yeah, well, they have to put in the application for the grant, right? They may or may not get the grant. It's not like an automatic thing. But she said she just wanted us to get together and think of their,
What about the ones that you, go should be torn down? The ones that like, is the village applying for the funds to get that done? Or
The
is that how it works?
the village is the administrator of the grant. Okay, it goes through the municipality, the way I understood it, because I read it for 10 minutes before I came here, because I know everybody would ask me a million
Well, the
questions.
thing is,
So we
it
train-
tells you that these are, some are gonna be demoed and some.
Right, but what I wrote down so far is oil tanks, stormwater, check the sewer hookup, check the water hookup as far as environmental concern.
Yeah.
That's what she asked us to focus on.
What did the property used to be used for?
It's zoned right now for apartments,
At some,
6.
but what did it, was it used for that?
It was
it
rental.
used For
Yes,
anything
yes,
else?
yes, it was.
Yeah, I've seen
Well, years ago.
years ago, people in there, living in there
Yeah,
and rent, look like
Okay.
renters,
okay. So
similar.
mostly
use.
residential stuff.
Mhm.
then.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking is, was it ever commercial? Was it ever something else?
Not that I know. Yes, ma'am.
So you're talking about Mariah Court as the only property that's going to be in this grant, but Mr. Mendlovic just came in and said one of his properties is on the list. So what property is that? And is that part of the grant? And what would it be used for?
So I don't know what, maybe you can enlighten us on what property it is.
I'm with them.
It's withdrawing.
I'm not in the program, what's I have to go do?
Yeah, he said no.
Yeah,
He withdrew.
Okay,
Good to know. Thank you.
sure. So that's all the information that we have to share. unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Would you mind just giving a recap of what this is about and what conclusions you've come to tonight?
So I don't think we've come to many conclusions tonight.
Okay, so
But
just
that's
background,
okay.
As much as we have to inform us.
So-
For information.
Okay. So it's a grant, right? It's Restore New York. And it's for the demolition, deconstruction, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of vacant, abandoned, condemned, and surplus properties. The applicant must be the municipality. So great, I pointed this out 5 minutes ago. The owner must demonstrate a 10% match. They have to hold a public hearing to discuss the application and the property assessment list, which you said is going to be next week with the village board. It says applications are initially evaluated at the regional level. Applications are scored against specific guidelines and how strongly they meet the goals of the program. And then there's a kind of a cookbook of all the applications and that you have to fill in and timeline. It was a very short timeline. It just came out this summer. It's got to be done by October. There were several other properties on our list, but she mentioned to me on the phone that this was the only viable property right now that may or may not go forward.
Where did they get the application?
The municipality applied for it. It goes through.
How
the
do the people that
municipality.
want to,
Well, I think the municipality had to approach different people.
they approached them, they did, the people didn't.
No, if you have a property that wants to be part of it, you could definitely reach out to
Yeah, you can
Winifred.
speak up. I'm
Yeah.
sure you can speak up.
And then she'll help you. Definitely, she'll, do that.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, so Mariah Court could apply for this grant and then just match it with 10%. And they could have it demolished and reconstructed. And who determines what that reconstruction is? Does it have to be affordable housing? Are there caveats?
They don't think they can do both.
They're not applying.
So the municipality is applying.
Okay.
The
and then-
municipality applies,
Right.
right? The owners have to have a 10%, evidence of a 10% match of the project,
Okay.
okay?
And who determines what the reconstruction is? The community? The owner?
It's a great question. I'm sure that the state would be involved in a certain level. I'm sure the municipality would be involved for a certain percentage. Like I said, we didn't apply for this grant as a board. We just got this dropped in our lap in the last.
It just sounds to me like a win-win situation for
Right.
everybody. If the property that has just been languishing and decaying can be rebuilt and serve pretty much any purpose to the community, sounds wonderful.
It's mainly for affordable housing, Heidi,
Right.
for worker housing.
That's,
Yeah, that's what this is.
yeah, no, that's
Definitely good.
Absolutely.
That's the main guts of the Restore New York is strictly for this more affordable housing. Yeah, definitely, which is great.
Thank you. That was very nice.
Well, thank you for explaining it.
Sure. Well, we're doing our best. Okay, does the board have any more discussion? So if it's okay with you guys, I'll write up this list, right? And I'll get it to the mayor that these were our potential concerns with the project. And then there's going to be a public hearing in the next week or two, whenever. What is that date, Diane? You know?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Next
so
Tuesday
that'd be
or
the
Monday.
13th.
13th, September 13th.
Tuesday or Monday? Monday, Tuesday or Monday?
No, next Monday,
Monday.
the 11th.
It's 11, yeah.
So next Monday, the 11th, there'll be a public hearing with the village board.
No,
And
12.
You can-
I have no idea.
12,
Get every day.
yes.
Yes,
The days
yes,
are-
the
they
12th.
fly by.
The 12th.
Whatever date next Monday is. And they'll probably have a lot more information at that meeting, I would think.
Yeah, they were.
A second.
Third.
You're free.
Motion to adjourn, second,
Yes.
all in favor?
Aye.
And I
No, I
apologize for
understand.
not having more information.
I understand.
This is all we got today. Okay. Thank you.